Did two men with a trunk get off here by any chance?
Oui?
Which way did they go?
That way, monsieur.
Oh, where are we anyway?
Guise. France. Let me help you, monsieur. There is a taxi at front, and a hotel nearby in Rennes-le-Château.
Appreciate it. If that's what I think it is, I can die a happy man. Oh, great. Hey, how about some coffee out here, Merci? Thanks, buddy.
Gabriel Knight. You wanker.
Mosley? Is that you?
No, it's my evil twin. What the hell are you doing here, Knight?
What am I doing here? What are you doing here?
I'm on vacation. I'm here with the tour group.
What kind of tour group?
You know, the touring kind.
And you guys came here?
Well, it's kind of special, it's a special treasure hunting tour group.
Treasure? What treasure?
Look, read the brochures, okay? I'm not the freaking tour guide.
Jeez, nice to see you too.
So what are you doing here again?
I came to see you.
What?
Sure. I called your number at the pub.
Right, of course. I forgot I mentioned it. Well, it's great to see you. Great.
Yeah.
If you want to join a tour, you'll have to talk to Madeleine Bouthane. She's around here somewhere. And come up to the room later, would you? I'm in room 33.
Sure.
And thanks for surprising me, old pal.
No problem.
Ah, you must be Monsieur Knight in room 25. My name is Jean. If there's anything you need, I will be at your service most humbly.
Thanks. These must be the people on the tour group. I was peeking at the hotel register. You wouldn't by any chance recall the actual times people checked in, would you?
Monsieur, we are a small hotel. This is why we do not require so precisely the time check-in, the time check-out. I myself might remember, but I was not on duty last night.
Is there anything I should know about the town?
Rennes-le-Château? We have a small town, but a rich history. I suggest Monsieur visit le Musée de Saunière. It's just down the road.
You've got a tour group staying here?
Ah, they fill the hotel. We have only the 7 rooms and they have taken every room but your room, monsieur. If I might say, monsieur is most fortunate to get his room. Particularly since he did not make the reservation, n'est-ce pas?
Oh, yeah. I'm lucky as all get out. Do you know anything about the tour group, Jean?
No, monsieur. You shall have to speak with the mouth of the horse itself. Mademoiselle Butane is the tour group leader.
I hear there's supposed to be a treasure around here. You know anything about it?
The Chamber of Commerce, they asked me to sound mysterious. But between you and I, Monsieur Knight, I think le trésor is a myth.
A myth?
No offense. I hope you are proving me wrong.
Say, Jean, have you seen two men with a large trunk around the hotel? Maybe, checking in?
No, monsieur, but most of the guests arrived last night, oui? And I was, excusez-moi, not on duty. We have a number of gentlemen staying at the hotel. As to their luggage, I cannot say.
Maybe somebody else who works here might have seen the two men?
The night clerk is Simone. When she comes on duty this evening, perhaps monsieur could ask her.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Knight, Gabriel Knight.
And I am Emilio Baza.
Emilio. Interesting name. Where are you from, anyway?
The Middle East, originally.
Huh. Hey, you with that tour group by any chance?
I am. Yes, I am.
Did you get in last night?
Yes.
Not too late, I hope.
Not late, no.
Did you drive in?
A friend dropped me off. I'm not crazy about flying and owning a vehicle. Such a nuisance.
Are you a treasure hunter, Emilio?
I suppose I am, but riches can be measured in many ways.
Well, that's true enough. So what do you think the treasure is?
Oh, I would not presume to say, Mr. Knight. At least, not out loud.
Hello? Stewart's residence?
This is Gabriel Knight calling for Prince James.
Yes. One moment, please.
Mr. Knight? What in God's name is...
I know you must be frantic. Let me explain. Last night, someone came into the bedroom through the window and took your son. I followed them, but I couldn't catch up. They went to the train station and boarded a train for Toulouse. I believe they got out of a little place called Cuiza. I'm still trying to track what happened next.
Cuiza? Near Rennes-le-Château?
Yes. You know it?
Gabriel, thank you very much for informing me. I must think for a moment, please. I'm afraid our investigation of the night visitors will have to be postponed. I'll send down some men to look into the kidnapping.
Wait a minute. What makes you think the night visitors weren't involved?
I don't have time to explain. Keep your eyes open until my men arrive, if you would. I'll send Miss Nakamura along. Oh, and naturally, your travel expenses and the fee we discussed will be taken care of.
Oh, that's not important.
Goodbye, Mr. Knight. Perhaps I will call on you again when I have time for such matters.
Goodbye. Well, hi. You must be Madeleine Butane.
Perhaps. Who are you?
Gabriel Knight. You know Mosley from your tour? We go way back.
Ah, I should have recognized the accent.
What accent?
Never mind. So, you know Monsieur Mosley?
Oh, yeah. And I was wondering how much you'd charge me to, kind of hang with the group, given that I'm paying for my own hotel and all.
2,000 francs.
Kind of steep, innit?
This is the price of success. Do you wish to find the treasure or not?
I'll think about it. When did y'all get in?
Last night?
Late?
No. Why do you ask?
Just curious how long it took. You drove it?
Yes, from Toulouse. It's about 2 hours.
Who all came in the van?
Most of the group flew into Toulouse. John Wilkes, Lady Howard, Miss Styles, and your friend, mostly. Messieurs Kelly and Baza made their own arrangements.
So, what's this tour group do, anyway?
I guide my clients through the facts of the mystery and show them the important locations. From there, they can draw their own conclusions.
Well, how come you're not guiding them right now?
There is a lot to absorb in the town itself, Monsieur Knight. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. will be the first guided lecture.
Oh, well, I'll still think about it. So, you're the expert, right? What's your theory about the treasure of Rennes-le-Château?
I leave that to my clients. It is better that way, no?
Secrets of the Holy Grail. I wonder if that book's got something to do with this area. Unfortunately, the store is closed. San Grial. Holy Grail. San Grial. Wasn't that what the two men on the train said? Why would they be talking about the Holy Grail? And what does the Grail have to do with Rennes-le-Château? Hi, how are you? You run this place?
Ah oui, yes.
Nice to meet you. The name's Knight.
Very well.
And you are?
Madame Girard. Is there something I can help you with?
There might be. Have you heard a baby crying in the past 24 hours?
I have 3 grandchildren. What do you think?
Say, does the Holy Grail have something to do with this area?
Perhaps.
Uh-huh. And what would the connection be, exactly?
Some believe the Templars found sacred Christian treasure in the Holy Land. When they were persecuted, they would have hidden it, n'est-ce pas? It really is not that difficult to leap, monsieur.
Sacred Christian treasure, like the Holy Grail?
Possibly. The most famous Grail story, written by Wolfenbach, was set in Languedoc. Did you know that, monsieur? No, of course you did not.
Is there anything special I should know about the town?
The displays will tell you the history of Rennes-le-Château.
You mentioned Templars, as in the Knights Templars? Were they really from this?
If you wish to know about the Templars, read the history board.
There's supposed to be some kind of treasure buried around here, right?
Yes, that is the theory.
Well, what kind of treasure is it?
That is part of the mystery, monsieur.
Okay, so what are some of the possible treasures?
Gold stores of the Romans, the fabulous wealth of the Visigoths, which was never found, the fabulous wealth of the Merovingians, which was never found, or it could be the fabulous wealth of the Cathars, which...
Yeah, I gotcha. The Templars too, right?
But of course, they had more fabulous wealth than anyone. Why do you think that French pig dog of a king turned on them?
Aren't you French in this region?
Well, France thinks so.
Any other theories on the possible treasure?
Well, the Romans did destroy the Temple of Jerusalem, stole sacred Hebrew artifacts. Perhaps it is the lost treasure of Jerusalem that is buried around here. And then there is this one theory.
Yes?
Never mind. I am a good Catholic woman myself. Why don't you read up on the subject if you are so very interested?
Say, were you around last night?
I was at home, monsieur.
Oh, you didn't happen to see anyone coming into town, did you? Late? Around 11?
I am well asleep by then. The early bird catches the worm, you know.
Yeah, and what an incentive that is, too.
My goodness, Estelle, look at this. It's the sacred number of Ra.
You're right, Lily. And look, it says Virgo. Isis.
And Trinus et Unus. 301, isn't it? Or am I conjugating badly?
Oh, I'm afraid I never had Latin.
Well, I think I'm right. Do you suppose they're referring to Nut, Horus and Osiris?
They could be referring to God, Jesus, and the Holy Ghost, couldn't they?
Don't be stupid. Anyway, Dr. Wen says it's all the same thing. Or was that Mary, God and Jesus?
Look at that shape. Wasn't there something like that in Dr. Wen's sacred geometry?
Shh! Do you want to give everything away?
Oh, sorry.
Good morning, ladies.
Look, Estelle, the gentleman has come over to introduce himself. Isn't that charming?
Well, I try. The name's Knight. Gabriel Knight.
Yes. How do you do, Mr. Knight? I'm Estelle Styles, and this is Lady Lily Howard.
Renowned on stage and screen. And now you're thinking, how modest, how petite, and of course, I am Lily.
You wouldn't by any chance be here looking for the Holy Grail, would you?
Ah, but we all seek the Holy Grail.
You mean everyone on the tour?
No, little man. All mankind. The correct question is not, do you seek the Grail, but do you know what the Grail is?
Well, what is it? Are you with the tour group?
He's a sly one, Estelle.
Yes, Mr. Knight, we are.
What about you, dear boy? I thought we'd met everyone this morning.
Oh, I'm a friend of Mosley's.
Ah, well.
Are you all here looking for the treasure?
Well, we can hardly deny it since we're on the tour.
But it's not as though we have a theory, Mr. Knight.
Estelle, you're so subtle.
Oh, yeah? You got a theory? Well, let me hear it.
Is that a note of ridicule I hear? Can it be?
No, I didn't.
Do you think perhaps that only men can have valid theories?
Hardly. It's just the whole idea of a...
Lily, are we to take it that you yourself have no theory, sir?
About the treasure? No, I don't.
Methinks he doth protest too much.
It's possible.
I've been waiting to get you alone, Maddie. I don't like to brag in front of the others, but I think you're going to be surprised at how this tour turns out. Might bring some fame your way. Help you out.
Are you implying, Monsieur Wilkes, that you intend to find the treasure this trip?
That's right.
You will have my full attention when you do.
You don't believe me? I got this theory, see?
Monsieur Wilkes, everyone has a theory.
Yeah, but they ain't got what I got. You can write that up and take it to the bank.
Really? And what do you have that is so unusual?
Why don't you come by my room tonight and find out? I got this big piece of equipment, see?
Oh, je comprends. However big your equipment, monsieur, I've no doubt seen something very much like it before. Besides, I probably have other plans.
Mr. Knight?
There you are, ladies. I greatly appreciate your understanding.
I'm sure you'll be able to repay us somehow, Mr. Bowser, when the time comes. Move along now, Estelle. I really must rest.
Thank you, Mr. Bowser.
Oh, thank you, Miss Styles.
God, how long can it take to dry those 3 or 4 strands of hair? Looks like Jean has been informed of the room-swapping escapade. Very curious. Hi, I don't think we've met. I'm Gabriel Knight.
Knight, eh? Wilkes is the name. John Wilkes.
Australian?
That's right. And you're a Yank.
If you mean American, yeah. But there are certain branches of my family tree that'd shoot you for that one. Are you with the tour?
Yeah, I'm with the tour. Look, I'm all for being friendly like, but my lunch is getting cold.
Oh, sure. We'll talk later. Hey, Madeline, how's lunch?
Satisfactory, Monsieur Knight. Will you be dining, or are the prices here, kinda steep?
Oh, if I get hungry, I'll eat. Don't worry about it.
I will try not to, fret.
Chi è colpevole di questo sacrilegio?
May I be of service, monsieur?
Par ce signe tu le vaincras? Could you tell me what is meant by this?
It means, by this sign shall you conquer it.
It? What is it? The proper phrase is par ce signe tu vaincras. By this sign shall you conquer, meaning naturally the sign of the cross.
I am aware that there's been a slight modification, yes.
To what end? What is the it to which the words refer?
Monsieur, the Abbé Saunière designed this statue. What he meant by this, or by any of the decorations in the church, we can only surmise.
I see. If that is your answer, then you cannot be of service to me. Good day.
Monsieur?
Hey, how are you? The name's Knight.
Good afternoon, Mr. Knight.
Are you the priest here, or...
People call me the Abbé, yes. The name's Arnaud. Abbé Arnaud.
This is quite a place. I haven't seen many churches this, colorful.
I assure you, it is unique. St. Mary Magdalene's is quite ancient, but Abbé Saunière restored it in the 1890s. It is his spirit you see around you.
Huh. Nice. You don't see churches dedicated to Mary Magdalene very often.
Ah, but the Magdalene cult was quite strong in the old days, particularly in this part of the world.
Oh, yeah? Why's that?
The Magdalene journeyed to the south of France after the death of Jesus. She lived here for many years. In fact, you can visit her remains at a church near Marseille.
Ah, I had no idea. The Holy Grail has been linked to this area, is that right?
The connection is nearly as old as the Grail legend itself. What have you read on the subject?
Not much. Arthurian legends aren't really my thing. But it's supposed to be a cup that contained the blood of Christ, isn't it?
A vessel that contains the blood of Christ, yes.
Do you think the Holy Grail is behind the treasure of Rennes-le-Château?
It is possible.
Do you know of anyone in this area that has a particular interest in the Grail?
Besides myself? No one that I can think of. Of course, the treasure seekers who visit the valley are often interested in the Grail.
What do you mean by the Magdalene cult?
A cult of devotion. It's still quite strong in this area, despite the best efforts of the Catholic Church. Did you know that most of the famous Black Madonna images were not images of the Virgin Mary at all, but of the Magdalene? The Church wanted to downplay the role of Mary Magdalene, so they called her a prostitute and insisted that all the Black Madonnas were really the Virgin Mary.
But the Black Madonnas usually show a mother and child, don't they? If the woman's Mary Magdalene, who's the child?
Excellent question, Mr. Knight.
Do you know much about the Templars?
I know the basic history. There are a few Templars buried in the cemetery, But, yes, I think I'll refer you to a young scholar staying in the house near the Chateau de Blanchefort. His name is Larry Chester. He says he's working on a Templar book.
Okay, thanks.
And let me know if he's helpful at all, will you?
Sure. Do you think that there's a treasure around here?
Of course there's a treasure, but it will not be found by just anyone. Let those who have ears hear.
Right. Hi, are you with the tour?
Si, signore. And who are you?
My name's Knight. My friend Mosley is on your tour.
Ah, I am Buchelli, Vittorio Buchelli.
Nice to meet you. How'd you like the tour so far?
I am enjoying it. Yes, thank you.
Did you get in late last night, Signor Buchelli?
Signore. Yes, it was quite late.
Did you drive, or...?
I took a train.
Oh, yeah? I came in last night by train. What train were you on?
From Naples.
So, what do you think of the church?
It isn't a church. They should make that clear.
It's not a church?
No, this parish was closed years ago. The building is a tourist attraction, nothing more.
Do you know anything about the Holy Grail being around here?
The Grail is a story, nothing more.
Did you, did you come to look for the treasure?
Treasure? Signori, please.
Oh, you don't think there is a treasure?
I would be very surprised.
Then how come you took the tour?
Well, the history of the area and the fable of the treasure, these interest one, no?
No, not really.
Then why are you here?
Oh, yeah, the history, sure. Hi, ladies.
Good afternoon, Mr. Knight.
Mr. Knight?
How's lunch?
It's really quite good. Don't let the staff hear you say that. A bit of complaining keeps them on their toes. Lily, you know it's true, darling.
Thanks for the advice.
All right, you hairball. What are you really doing here? You didn't know anything about my trip.
I'll tell you. Don't worry about it. What about you? Since when do you take European tours?
Hey, you don't know everything about me.
Apparently not.
Anyway, I was here first. So what's your excuse?
Have you heard a baby crying since you've arrived?
A baby? What the hell are you talking about, Knight? I ain't heard no baby.
All right. This is what happened. A couple of weeks ago, Grace and I got this invitation in the mail. I was passed out for a while. I'm not even sure how long. When I got up, we were at the Coiza station. The conductor saw the two men get off. They've got to be around here somewhere.
Wow. This is really interesting.
Well, I'm glad you appreciate it.
So what's all this about? Vampires? Or did I hear something funny?
Nothing funny about it. The night visitors, Prince James calls them, but they take blood. Sounds like vampires to me.
Oh, you don't believe in that crap, do you?
Mose, you have no idea.
Well, the kidnappers are real enough. So what are you going to do?
I'm going to figure out what's going on, that's what. First of all, there's your tour group.
I think you're swinging at an empty plate there.
Y'all got in last night, didn't you? Maybe one of you was on that train. Or maybe someone in your little group is here for a handoff of the kid. It'd be the perfect cover story.
You're right. It's possible.
Or maybe not. Which is why I gotta go check out the area, too, soon as I get some wheels.
So this is a real Schottenjäger case, huh? What's going on with that whole thing? And, what about Grace?
I'll tell you. Don't rush me.
Shh. What are you doing?
Oh, nothing. Gracie's doing fine since you asked.
A bet. Huh? Huh? Come on. The two of you alone in the Alps.
We're not sleeping together.
What? Did he get chewed off in your last case, or what?
Oh, I don't know. We've come close a couple of times, but I get all freaked out or something.
You're starting to worry me, bud.
Look, Gracie's a doll, but she's living with me. If I slept with her and then I changed my mind, what would I do? Throw her out?
Why don't you just marry her, Nat?
Oh, God.
I forgot. You're allergic.
Even if I did want to get married, I'm not sure it would be Gracie. She's like a chair, you know? Say you see this really great chair, and you like the chair, and your mother likes the chair, and everyone says you should buy the chair, but you know that if you take it home, everything else would have to go. You know, like the chair is Louis XIV, and the rest of your place is IKEA.
Well, bud, I hate to say it, but you better start cooking or get out of the kitchen. 'Cause you keep farting around, and somebody might just beat you to it.
About this Schottenjäger thing. You know, we had that big case last year.
Yeah, I seen your book, The Brutal Beast. God, what a sick freaking mind you got.
Yeah. Anyway, since then, Grace and Gerda have been getting all organized on me. Gracie even did this computer program called Sydney. Supposed to help when we're in the field. Of course, I'll never use it, but I can't tell her that.
Uh-huh. And I've noticed you're looking a little toned there, huh? Huh?
Yeah, I've been working out. Grace says I need to be in shape to chase the bad guys. I point to you as an example in the contrary. Then she points out that you never get the bad guys.
Oh, ha. Glad to see you haven't lost your butt-stupid sense of humor. So, did you ever find out how your family got into this whole thing in the first place?
No. The journals go way back to 900 A.D., and it looks like it was an old family tradition even then. I don't know. Grace found a few other groups of shadow hunters, and they seem pretty decent. There's a whole ashram in India where they train monks for this kind of thing. Grace has been bugging me about going.
Why don't you?
Shit. I'm not a Lost Horizons kind of guy.
I see what you mean. Well, no point getting all serious about it.
Screw you, mostly. Mose, do you know anything about the Holy Grail?
The Holy Grail? No, not really. Why? What do you know about the Holy Grail?
Me? Not much. So, how'd you find out about this tour, anyway?
I read about it in a travel magazine.
A travel magazine? Since when do you read travel magazines?
What? Like you're the only one that can go running off to Europe? I'm pretty cosmopolitan myself, you know.
Cosmopolitan is more like it.
Oh, ha. Why don't you go write some dialogue, smartass? Get it out of your system.
So, what about the treasure of Rennes-le-Château? You have a theory?
Not really.
Madeline says everybody has a theory.
Oh, that Madeline. Whew. Oh, what a babe, huh?
Yeah. Wait a minute. You never said what you think about the treasure. Is that why you came? To find the treasure?
I don't know about that. Find out about it, maybe. Sure, it seemed like a lark.
But what do you...
Speaking of Madeline, now, don't you just love that kind of tough girl thing she's got going? Man, ooh.
I wasn't speaking about Madeline. I was talking about the treasure.
Oh, nice area, though, isn't it?
Now, you didn't see the kidnappers in the area last night, did you?
Now, the guys you saw on the train both had long hair pulled back in ponytails, and they had this trunk with air holes. Nope, haven't seen anything like that since I got here.
I'm going to take off. You want to look around with me this afternoon?
This afternoon? Nah, I got some things to do.
What could you have to do? You're on vacation.
I brought some work with me. Yeah, you know, a cop's work is never done.
Never started, even.
Oh, by the way, would you mind not mentioning to anyone that I'm a cop?
What?
People just get kind of weird. You know, I want to be an average Joe for once. Come on.
Mose, I've got news for you. You can't get any more average.
Not.
All right. Mum's the word.
Thanks. See you around?
Yeah. See ya.
A bike? Man, I need one of those.
Hey, how you doing? I want to rent a bike.
Oui. Your passport, please. You may have any bike in the lot, monsieur.
I was kind of hoping for this baby. Ooh, what is this, a WW2 Army issue?
Oui. 100 francs a day. There you are, monsieur. You pay when you return the bike.
Hey, Wilkes, how's it going?
Peachy. What are you doing out here?
Just taking in the sights. L'Ermitage. Cute.
Yeah, right.
Say, mind if I ask about your machine?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, come on. What is it? You trying to call it a giant sandworm or what?
For your information, Knight, this is highly delicate scientific equipment.
Yeah, so is a worm thumper. So, see anything headed this way? Should we head for the rocks?
Shut the hell up, Knight.
Look, it's a giant worm. Get out the harpoons.
Ah, for Christ. This is a seismic survey machine, Knight. Now shut the hell up before I thump you.
A seismic survey machine? What's it do?
Forget it, Knight. Get your own damn theory.
You really think there's a treasure out here?
Oh, there's a treasure all right, mate.
Yeah? What do you think it is?
You know what Sonia's girlfriend said, don't you? People are walking around on gold and don't even know it. The Romans mined here. And back then, they knew how to use slave labour, right? Plus all them kings that was around here. Those guys had regular hordes of valuables, and some of it's bound to have got lost.
Well, I guess so.
And the bloke that finds it is going to be flat-out stinking rich. And I'll tell you a secret, mate. That bloke is going to be me.
So, you don't think the treasure's related to the Grail?
Holy Grail. Yeah, that's a right one. Did you know the Nazis crawled all over this valley looking for it?
No.
What a bunch of jackasses. Hey, I was thinking, if I find an old enough cup, right? Maybe one with some jewels and shit on it, I could pass it off for the Grail. Especially if it came from around here.
Gee, there's an idea.
Sure. If Hitler believed all that mystical crap, there's got to be somebody else who believe it. Maybe dish out some serious cash.
You seem pretty sure about finding that treasure.
That's right. But I ain't gonna tell you about it, so don't ask.
Fancy meeting a girl like you in a place like this.
Oh, hello, Monsieur Knight.
Sightseeing, are we?
I am refreshing my memory for tomorrow.
Tomorrow? You mean for that tour thing? So what's so special about this place?
Nothing. And anyway, you are not taking the tour, so why do you care?
You got a point there. Ooh, if I thought about her for too long, I'd be walking funny. Hi there.
Oh, it's you. Haha. You are feeling better, I hope. That was a nasty bump you had on the head last night.
Sure. You took me over to Rennes-le-Chateau, right?
Yes, you must remember the car. You said it had a smell like the, garlic. Probably my dog, Fifi. He loves to eat the garlic and then he...
Yeah, well, thanks for jogging my memory.
Oh, it's my pleasure, monsieur.
You were here last night. Did you see two men with a trunk come out of that station just before I did?
Yes, but they didn't need a ride from me.
No? What'd they do?
They drove off, monsieur.
Yes, but how? Did they have a car parked here?
No. Well, yes, I guess it was parked at the time.
Could you tell me exactly what you saw? Two men with a trunk came out of the train station and...
I'm having a hard time remembering. My memory needs more help than that, monsieur. Très bien. Now I tell you. There was waiting a car, monsieur. Maybe for an hour. Then the two men came out, they get in the car, and voila.
What kind of car?
Very nice, very fine. It does not smell like the garlic, this car.
What was the make?
It was a sedan. As to the make, my eyes are not so good.
You want more money?
No, monsieur. My eyes are really not so good.
Oh. Well, what about color?
Black, very black, this car.
And the driver?
Not old, well-dressed. Oh, and the trunk. Like it was the Queen's china they handled that trunk. Into the back seat it went, not even in the boot.
One more thing. Which way did they go?
The same way I took you, monsieur. Toward Rennes-le-Château.
Hello there, mademoiselle.
Bonjour. Where is it you wish to go?
I'm already there. I want to ask you a few questions.
Oui. All right.
Do you have a record of a man getting off the Naples train last night?
There was no train from Naples last night, monsieur. We have very limited service.
Is that so? What trains did come in?
We have a set schedule, monsieur. The trains are listed on the board.
What other trains had passengers disembark last night?
Un moment. There was one passenger from Rome, none from Madrid, two from Nice earlier in the day.
Great, thanks. Did two men with a trunk come in from Paris yesterday evening?
We had 3 arrivals last night from Paris, but I have no idea who they were.
Do you know where they went?
Mais no. We only keep a record of the number who arrive, and only that because there is some talk of cutting service to Guisa. We have few visitors, and most of them come by auto.
Why are you poking around in ashtray sand? Oh, ha ha.
Oh, hi, Gabe.
It's Gabriel, you flatfoot. What are you doing here?
Me? Oh, just looking around.
I thought you said you were busy this afternoon.
I am busy. I'm busy looking around. And if I'd wanted my mother along, I would have invited her, Knight.
Okay, all right. Forget I mentioned it. I saw your moped in the parking lot. Nice bike.
You know, go to hell. Somebody in the group screwed up, or the moped guy screwed up. I don't know. Anyway, he had me checked off his list. Can you believe it? I was lucky to get anything. I'm gonna have a word with Madeline about it.
Oh, you should. Really. You shouldn't have to put up with that.
Tell me about it. So, what are you driving?
Oh, one of the bigger bikes. It's a little rough.
Yeah, goddamn small towns.
So, why are you looking around here?
I saw the sign and it looked interesting, okay? The Dead Man. Now, doesn't that sound like something I'd find interesting?
How do you know l'homme mort meant the dead man? Your French is worse than mine.
I saw it in a guidebook. Look, why don't you go catch some kidnappers, will you?
I'm gone.
Good afternoon, Mr. Knight.
Back at you. You look comfortable.
Ah, yes, I'm enjoying the sun immensely, thank you.
Well, well. Looks like those two are having a conflict of interest. Very curious.
So, is there something special about this place?
Rock Negre. It's just a local name, man. It means black rock.
I kind of figured out that part.
There's a white rock around here, too.
Are the names supposed to mean something?
Yeah, they mean black and white. Now stop bothering me. Go find Madeline if you want a bleeding tour.
Having better luck with sandworms here?
Go to hell, Knight. When I find that treasure, you're gonna be laughing out of the other side of your face.
If you find the treasure, I'll laugh out of any orifice you desire.
I'll remember that.
Signore Buccelli, hey, what's up?
Hello, Mr. Knight. I was just taking in the view. It's a lovely view up here, no?
Yeah, especially with binocs. See anything interesting?
Only God's splendor, my friend.
Oh, right. That.
Oh, but you are too modest, Monsieur l'Abbé. You have been studying the area for years, have you not?
My dear, I'm a man of very simple interests.
That may be, but Juan le Chateau is one of them. You have stepped into his shoes, monsieur. You must sense a little, perhaps, of Sonia's secrets.
Don't I wish, pretty child? Don't I wish?
Tell me, have you been plagued with many treasure seekers lately? In the valley, perhaps? You would notice such a thing. A keen man like you.
Ah, yes. There are things afoot, mademoiselle.
How you make my heart beat. You have perhaps seen diggers? In some particular location?
There are always diggers, but those who desire true illumination must look deeper than the soil.
Oh, I agree. But you are being coy with me. I wish to know how many come seeking and how they impress you. Will you not tell me?
My dear, I will tell you anything you like, but perhaps we would be more comfortable in my little house. Come.
Yikes. Maybe I should learn something about the treasure.
Hello. May I help you?
I hope so. The name is Knight. Gabriel Knight. The Abbé at Rennes-le-Chateau recommended you as a Templar scholar.
Did he now?
Yep. He said, go talk to Larry Chester about the Templars. And then he said, and let me know what you think.
Well, in that case, you'd better come in. Can I get you some tea?
No, thank you.
Now then, what can I do for you, Mr. Knight?
Madame Girard mentioned that the Holy Grail is sometimes linked to the Templars.
It is, yes. In many of the early Grail legends, the knights were described as Templars, wearing the white mantle with a red cross.
She said something about them actually finding the Grail in the Holy Land. Do you think that's possible?
Yes, I do.
So you think the Templars found the Holy Grail in Jerusalem and brought it back here?
Let me put it this way. When the Templars were founded in 1118, there were 9 knights. Their stated purpose was to protect pilgrims on the road. But for years they did nothing of the sort. They were given quarters in the Temple of Solomon by King Bedouin himself. There they stayed, and there they excavated for 9 years. Then, in 1128, they changed completely. They returned to Europe and began recruiting. Their wealth and power grew on an unprecedented curve.
So you do think they found the Grail?
I think you're taking the legend of the Grail a little too literally. As with many things of the Middle Ages, it was often wiser and safer to speak in allegory.
What's the Holy Grail an allegory of?
I have a feeling that will come to light sometime in the next decade.
The Abbé mentioned that you're working on a book.
Yes, I'm a historian.
And you're writing about the Templars?
Oh, exactly. This area is rich in Templar history. That's why I thought I'd come here to write. It's a kind of sabbatical, really.
A sabbatical from what?
I teach at a prep school in Manchester.
Is there any reason to think the Templars left something here, specifically?
It's not unknown that the Templars were digging in the region. They claimed they were mining the old Roman gold veins, but they hired only German workers who couldn't communicate with the locals. Naturally, that led to some speculation.
I read in the museum that several of the Templar founders and a Grand Master were from this region.
That's true. They also had several bases here and owned a great deal of land. The Chateau de Serres, for example, was built on top of an old Templar fortress.
Why were the Templars accused of heresy?
There are many theories, but most scholars agree that King Philip was jealous of their authority. He wanted to confiscate their land and their reputed treasure. Unfortunately, the Templars themselves helped him make his case. They boasted of the secrets they'd learned in the Holy Land.
Secrets?
Mystical secrets from Kabbalists and Arabic astronomers. Of course, to Christendom this was nothing but witchcraft. Those who confessed were released. Those who did not were burnt at the stake, including the last Grand Master, Jacques Molay.
And they dissolved completely after that?
The Knights Templar were no more. Yes.
The Templars had a lot of wealth, right? Gold, money, land.
Absolutely.
And that's one possibility for the alleged local treasure? The Templar stash?
Yes. But...
You don't think so?
They had warning before their arrest. Perhaps some chose to believe that the Church would ultimately protect them, but they had enough sense to move the treasure.
To where?
There are various locations. Ireland and Scotland have a great deal of Templar history, for example.
If the Templars smuggled out their treasure, wouldn't that sort of blow the Grail theory?
Perhaps there were some things that were too large or too, shall we say, localized to take with them. No, they left something behind in the Languedoc. You can be sure of that, Mr. Knight.
Thanks for the info, Mr. Chester.
You're most welcome. What is your interest in the Templars, if you don't mind my asking?
No, I don't mind. Thanks again. It looks like the cavalry has arrived.
Gabriel, are you all right?
Why? Is my hair messed up? I'm not. Prince James told me to be expecting you.
Is there somewhere more private where we can talk?
Yeah, I have a room. Come on up.
Here's your fee, Mr. Knight. Prince James wanted me to express his gratitude to you for tracking the kidnappers.
Yeah.
Have you learned anything since this morning?
I checked at the train station. The taxi driver saw the two men in the trunk. They were picked up by a black sedan. He didn't get the model, but he said it looked expensive.
Did he say which way they went?
They headed for the main valley loop.
Anything else?
Well, I haven't seen any trace of the baby, but there's a tour group staying here. Most of them arrived last night. None of them are the men from the train, but they might be linked somehow. Emilio Bazza and a Signore Buccelli arrived at the hotel around the time of the Paris train. Buccelli claims he came in on a train from Naples, but Cuiza doesn't have a Naples route.
It's very curious. We'll look into it.
Wait. There's something I didn't tell Prince James on the phone.
Yes?
When I was coming to on the train, I heard one of the kidnappers say something in French. I remember the word Saint Grail. It means Holy Grail. Do you have any idea what the Holy Grail might have to do with Prince James' son?
I'm sorry. We're not authorized to discuss Prince James's affairs. But thank you for your observations. Good night. Miss Nakamura, it was a pleasure meeting you.
Yes, you too. Thanks for the lift.
Goodbye, Miss Nakamura. Mr. Knight?
Damn, I thought we had a case.
We do.
Well, Prince James let you go.
Yeah, that's his prerogative.
Wait, but if the kidnappers weren't the night visitors...
Who says they weren't? I saw them. There was something not right about them at all.
Okay, what about the Sangreal thing? What would vampires want with the Holy Grail?
I don't know.
Well, McDougal and Mallory sure seem to know. Maybe Prince James has the Grail, and the kidnapping is an attempt at blackmail.
I don't think Prince James has the Grail. Look, there's this whole treasure hunting thing linked to this town. I don't have time to explain. Could you please hook up Sydney and check out the Grail and vampires?
Yeah, sure.
And, looks like you might have to stay with me. The hotel's booked up.
Oh, all right. Say, do you mind waiting till tomorrow morning on the research thing? I have to get Sydney configured and I am pretty beat.
No, that's fine. You must have been really worried. Sorry, Gracie. I'm gonna go keep an eye on my replacements.
Bye.
Oui? Qui est-ce?
Arnaud, is it there?
Oui? Yes? Who are you?
Hold him.
Who are you?
We're Scots, God help you.
You are hurting me.
Where's the bairn?
I don't know what you...
The baby. Prince James's baby. If you've harmed him...
I don't know what you are talking about.
Last night, Prince James of Albany's son and only heir was taken from his house.
You don't think we had anything to do with it. That's preposterous.
Is it now? Then why were their kidnappers followed to Coiza?
Coiza? On the train? Well, I have no idea. I swear to you, the order had nothing to do with it.
Perhaps you were not informed.
No. Well, why would they bring the infant here then? If they were going to do something so outrageous, I assure you, they would not bring him to Rennes-le-Château. You are mistaken, sir.
We find the baby unharmed, or all negotiations cease immediately.
But one thing has nothing to do with the other. Surely Prince James has other...
We'll be back tomorrow. You'd better have an answer, I know.
Monsieur Knight, I hope your head is feeling better.
It is, actually. Thanks for asking. Buccelli arrived after me all right, but not on a train from Naples. I have no way of verifying what Emilio said. I was looking at the register. Do you remember exactly when people arrived last night?
Let me think. The big group arrives together maybe 7:30, and later Monsieur Baza.
What time?
Maybe 9 o'clock? No, more like 10, I think. Then you, maybe an hour later. Then Signore Buccelli.
What time did Buccelli get here?
Just after midnight, I remember, because the clock chimes at midnight, and I sometimes get a bit nervous, and I lock the door. Signore Buccelli came after I locked it. I had to let him in.
Nervous? What do you get nervous about?
Oh, Monsieur Knight, we have many old legends in this area.
Did you see or hear a baby last night?
No, Monsieur Knight, not at the hotel. I hear my niece at home, maybe, but here there are no babies staying at the hotel.
You didn't see two men with a trunk last night, did you? Maybe outside in the parking lot or driving around town?
No, not in town. This is a very quiet place, monsieur. Monsieur Mosley and Monsieur Wilkes arrived with the tour group, but I do not remember a trunk.
Okay, thanks.
So, Buccelli, did you have a productive day?
It was relaxing, Mr. Wilkes.
Relaxing? You must not be looking for treasure then. Nothing relaxing about that.
Si, certo. I am a scholar, not a hunter of fortune.
Glad to hear it. There's too many damn snoops around here.
Are there? Why, who do you mean?
Hell, why don't you join me if we're going to talk? I hate eating alone. I don't know where the hell the women are.
Very well.
Yes?
You shouldn't be here. We don't have a choice.
Evening, gents. Out on the town tonight?
Ha! What town there is? Care to join us, mate?
Yes, please do.
Oh, no, thanks. I was just driving around and I thought I saw signs of life. Carry on.
Right.
Hey, how's business?
Désolé, je ne parle pas anglais.
Okay.
Good evening, Mr. Knight.
What's up tonight, Emilio?
Nothing for myself, and for you? You have been out this evening, no?
Oh, not really. Nothing special, that is.
Ah, well, I wish you better luck then.
Maddie, dearest, I simply insist that you tell me this instant.
Gabriel, there you are.
Huh?
Oh, you naughty, naughty boy. You were supposed to meet me.
I was?
Men, they are such children, always forgetting, n'est-ce pas?
Naturellement. Can't see the appeal myself.
I'm afraid I've started without you.
Oh, hell, that's all right. Go ahead. I wouldn't want to interrupt your conversation.
No, it's fine.
Oh, for heaven's sake, let the brute go.
Sorry, babe. I really am in the middle of something. Maybe we could get together later?
Count on it.
It's all right, Madeline. We'll change the subject. Lily gets carried away sometimes, but she doesn't mean it.
Like hell.
Well, where is your friend then, Monsieur Mosley?
Beats me. If I see him, I'll let him know you want him. You ladies take care now.
Finally, there you are. Hey, you didn't tell me Mosley was here? What a bizarre coincidence.
Yeah. Coincidence.
I'm still not quite sure how it...
Hey, I was just talking about the tour tomorrow. Gracie's going. Are you?
Actually, it would be a good chance to do some snooping around here. Besides, it sounds like a monumental snore.
The treasure's got to fit into the case somehow.
What people think about the treasure, sure. As for the treasure itself, it sounds like a snark hunt. Right, Mose?
I don't know.
Gabriel, the kidnappers were talking about the Grail. Plus, they came here. Why would they come here unless they were connected to the treasure?
I didn't say they weren't connected. I'm just more interested in the suspects than digging around in the dirt. Right, Mose?
I don't know.
Well, I am going to figure it out.
Fine. Now, could we talk about, let's see, the case for a minute?
What's up?
I followed Prince James's men tonight.
Yeah? What'd they do?
First, they had a little chat with the local abbé. Accused him of taking the baby. The abbé swore the order had nothing to do with it.
The order?
Then they went to see Larry Chester out by Blanchford. The guy's supposed to be a British scholar, but Mallory and MacDougall knocked on his door and gave him this weird freaking handshake.
What kind of handshake?
Let's see if I can remember it.
Wow. Good eyes, bud. It's Masonic.
Masonic? As in Freemasons?
That's right, Grace.
How do you know it's Freemasons?
Oh, as a cop, you learn things.
Yeah, like the location of all the Dunkin' Donuts in town. Am I missing something? Why would Prince James send Freemasons down here?
Duh.
What? Prince James is a Freemason?
Well, how the hell would you know, Mr. New Orleans?
Well, he sent the Freemasons down here, didn't he?
Well, Prince James did say he thought the kidnapping was political. Could it have something to do with the Freemasons?
If Prince James's men are Freemasons, then what about the Abbé? Who's the order?
Someone the Masons don't trust.
Who's the natural enemy of the Freemasons?
Dolphins?
You know, I don't think that the Masons are exactly chummy with the Vatican, if you know what I mean.
There you go. The Abbé is a priest.
Why would the Vatican kidnap a baby?
Gracie, I think you have an idealized view of the Catholic Church.
I agree. There's got to be more to the Abbey than that, if Prince James' men acted the way you say they acted.
Maybe. I'll look into it. I saw Madeline downstairs. She was looking for you, Mose.
Really?
Who's Madeline?
Nobody.
Hey, why don't we go down and have some dinner? Mosley was trying to talk me into it before you came back. Are you hungry?
Starved.
Cheer up. Between the Freemasons, the Order, and the night visitors, there's got to be a case in here somewhere.
That's true, Gracie. Life is good. Come on, poster boy.
Shut up, Nat.
There's a poem in here. The arms of Jesus are the cross of Lorraine, both the blood in the arteries and the blood in the vein, both the source of grace and the clear fountain. The arms of Satan are the cross of Lorraine and the same artery and the same vein and the same blood and the troubled fountain.
Bonjour, mademoiselle. Welcome to Rennes-le-Château. I am afraid we do not have the free room at the moment.
Yeah, I know. I heard you were booked. It's all right. I'm staying in Mr. Knight's room.
I feel so silly, mademoiselle. I did not know.
No. See, we work together, and the couch in the room is really large enough, and, well, yeah, I prefer my own room, naturally, but there isn't one, so I...
Say no more, mademoiselle. Jean is the picture of discretion.
Fine. Hi, are you Madeline Bouthane?
I am.
I'm Grace Nakamura, a friend of Mosley's. I'd like to join your tour.
Haven't I already had this conversation? It was more interesting the first time.
You must be talking about Gabriel.
Yes, much more interesting.
You told him it would be 2,000 francs.
For him. For you, it is 3,000.
What?
The tour leaves at 9. If you decide to come along, bring a check.
Sure. Fine. Thank you so much. Excuse me.
Oh, bonjour.
This place is open to the public, isn't it?
Of course, I was just, taking my morning walk. The bird watching in this area is superb.
Oh? Yeah, the scenery's not bad either. Are you with the tour group?
No, I'm Abbé Arnaud, curator of the church. And yourself, mademoiselle?
Oh, I'm with the tour. That is, I will be after this morning. We're taking a tour of the valley.
Huh? Quelle chance! I was just thinking that I would like to take a drive, but my car is a miserable beast.
Well, you'll have to ask Madeline Bouthane if you want to go with us. She's the tour group leader.
Ah, Miss Bouthane, of course. Yes, I believe she would make room for me. Thank you for the suggestion, Miss...
Nakamura.
Yes, thank you, Miss Nakamura. I hope to see you later.
Mose, it's time for the tour.
I'll be down in a sec.
It is time to start. Follow me, s'il vous plaît.
Excuse me. Sorry. Sorry.
Can everyone see? Oui? Good. The tomb and the hill across the road are believed to be the models for the tomb in a painting by Nicolas Poussin. This painting, Les Bergères d'Arcadie, is a key element in the mystery of Rennes-le-Château. It is said to be one of 3 paintings that Saunière had copied from the Louvre after his discovery of the parchments. The other 2 paintings were a painting of a pope, which has since been lost, and a David Teniers painting of St. Anthony. Unfortunately, Teniers did several St. Anthony paintings, and it is unclear which one drew Saunière's eye. Poussin painted Les Bergères in 1640. He may well have known about the local mystery, for he was born in nearby Gisors and was involved with occult and anti-monarchy elements. Several authors have theorized that there are hidden messages in these 3 paintings. If Poussin's painting has a hidden message, could its resemblance to this exact location be part of that message? And finally, how does the phrase "et in Arcadia et go" tie into the mystery? These words are written on the tomb in Poussin's painting. They translate roughly as, "and in Arcadia I..." Arcadia was a pastoral paradise represented in art and music of the 17th century. Because the words are written on a tomb, the phrase is commonly thought to mean that death exists even in paradise, and yet... Yes? The way it is worded is not the complete thought, or even proper Latin. So what does the phrase mean? Perhaps only Poussin himself and Saunière knew the answer. Look around and take some pictures if you like. We leave in a few minutes.
Hey, Mose.
Hey, Grace. Fun times, huh?
Sure. Great. How are you, Signore Bukele?
Fine, Miss Nakamura. Enjoying yourself?
Oh, absolutely. I find this whole treasure enigma really fascinating. Some. Either he's really into math or he got interrupted.
Attention! Let us continue. This hill is known as Roc Blanc, or White Rock. Here at the top are the ruins of Château de Blanchefort. The Blancheforts were an important family of local nobles. Their name ties into the history of the Templars and the Cathars and into the mystery of Rennes-le-Château itself. The chateau that stood here was in Templar hands from 1132 to 1180. The ruins provide a wonderful view of the valley and have figured into several of the geometry-related theories about the Rennes treasure. Indeed. We will stop here for a few moments. Please take advantage of the view. From here one can see Mont Cordu, Rennes in the distance, and the whole valley.
You've been avoiding me, dollface. I think you got the wrong idea the other day at lunch.
I doubt it.
I'm telling you, you're going to be impressed, see? I got this really big thumper.
Monsieur Wilkes, I realize you are on vacation, but I am not part of the package, n'est-ce pas?
But... oh...
Estelle, feet in the water. Do you see?
Yes, I do see. Oh, it's so imposing.
It must be the presence.
And Blanchefort must be what is meant by the windows of the ruined house.
Of course. How marvellous. And what about the red serpent?
Red serpent? Did you say, red serpent?
No. No, we weren't talking about a red serpent.
Not at all. I said supplant. I was talking about, yes, Sir Ed Plant. He's a friend of ours.
Don't be ridiculous. You were talking about Le Serpent Rouge. Is that a copy?
Right. Who's got a copy of Le Serpent Rouge?
There is no such document.
How would you know, Vittorio?
Really? Estelle has no such thing.
Where did you get it?
I heard there was only a couple of copies.
No, Look, perhaps I did say Red Serpent, but we were merely discussing the document. We don't have it. Well, for heaven's sake, are you going to search the poor woman?
Maybe we should. Right, Madeline?
Back off, Wilkes. I was only curious.
Good morning, ladies.
Grace, isn't it? Look, Estelle, isn't she just as cute as a button?
She is. Yes.
Of course, she's with that Knight fellow. He's obviously the worst sort of man.
Lily, don't upset the poor girl.
Oh, don't worry about me. Ugh, worst sort. I could not agree with you more. So, are you enjoying the tour?
Oh, yes.
I overheard you with Madeline. What is the Le Serpent Rouge?
No offence, dear, but I couldn't bear to speak on the subject another moment. Such brass that French hussy has.
I knew she'd upset you.
People are just out to rob you, steal you blind. It's a brutal business. You're not trying to have your way with us, are you, dear?
Me? Oh, no, of course not. Hello, Madeline.
Hello, Miss Nakamura.
You can call me Grace. Interesting lecture.
Thank you.
So, you are the tour guide, right? Tell me, what is Le Serpent Rouge?
It's a pamphlet containing a riddle.
And it's hard to find a copy, I take it.
That is right. It was deposited into la Bibliothèque Nationale in Paris. According to French law, every written document must be deposited. But then it disappeared. The rumor is that the authors who wrote the riddle died mysteriously.
It's a nice view, isn't it, Mr. Baza?
Lovely, yes.
Have you been in this area before?
No, I haven't dared make such a long trip. What about yourself?
No, it's my first time in France.
Ah.
Say, do you know anything about Le Serpent Rouge?
Yes, I have seen this document.
Really? Do you have a copy?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm afraid I can't help you.
Oh. Ah, Signora Bukele, hello. Great view, huh?
Yes, my child. Very pretty.
Have you heard of Le Serpent Rouge before, Signora Bukele?
Oh, Miss Nakamura, Le Serpent Rouge is a fiction, like most of the riddles and so-called parchments surrounding Rennes-le-Château. You know, I wouldn't pollute my head with it.
Say, do you know anything about Le Serpent Rouge?
Yes, it is an interesting piece. Or so I've heard. Lovely day, isn't it?
Good morning, Mr. Wilkes.
Call me John, love. You're here with that American, ain't you?
Yeah, it's Nakamura, by the way. Ms.
Right, missy. I got you.
Mr. Wilkes, you seem to know something about this Le Serpent Rouge thing.
Fair dinkum, love. It's some pamphlet. Supposed to have clues about the treasure in it.
You don't seem to be too interested in it.
Ah, there are all kind of red herrings in this thing. Lots of bullshit, pardon my French. Me, I already got it all figured. So I don't give a toss.
You have it all figured out. You know where the treasure is, then?
Just watch and learn, girlie. Watch and learn.
You know, I'm not exactly with Mr. Knight.
Ah, it's like that, is it?
That's right. I've heard you have some interesting equipment.
You bet, doll. You know, I've never had me an Asian girl before.
Oh. You don't know what you're missing.
Maybe we should get together later. You can show me.
Sure. You bet. Later. So, you spent some time with your old pal yesterday, huh?
We talked.
I figured. You know, Gabriel and I, we've been pretty close. I mean, working together and everything.
I know you have, But if I were you, I wouldn't,
What?
You know, Gabe, he's such a... He's kind of a...
Did he say something about me?
No. I just know Gabe, that's all. You know, there's lots of really great guys out there. Nice guys.
Gabriel's changed a lot, Mose.
Really? Really? Yeah, it's great then. You know, that's good.
Hey, Mose, do you know anything about that document they were arguing about? Le Serpent Rouge?
Le Serpent Rouge? Never heard of it. But wasn't there something about Moulin Rouge?
You mean Moulin Rouge. Now, that was a cabaret, Mose. And a painting by Toulouse-Lautrec.
Oh. Probably not related then.
How did you get into the Rennes-le-Château mystery anyway? I never heard of it.
I saw the ad for the tour. It just kinda jumped up and bit me.
Oh. So, you never told me what you thought about the treasure.
As a matter of fact, I do have a few ideas, you know.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
Well, I have some really insightful, but maybe I shouldn't.
What?
Nothing final, that is. Say, why don't we have dinner tonight? Just, you know, you and me. We could, you know, talk about it.
What about Gabriel?
Gabe's not into the treasure thing.
Oh, okay. It's probably best not to talk around the others anyway.
Right. What you thinking about?
Just wondering what Gabriel's up to.
Oh.
To live forever.
Monsieur, I thought all the guests were out this morning.
Oh, hey there, Roxanne. I decided not to go, but don't mind me. Carry on.
Yes, monsieur.
It's a piece of cloth. I bet you Gracie would love to have a copy of this. Hi. I got a bit delirious just now. I thought this was my room, but it's not. So sorry.
Does monsieur need help?
Oh, no. No, don't worry about me. It's a stub from a train ticket. It's from Metaphysical Books. Looks like Wilkes is getting published. Yeah, Grace will kill me if I don't copy these.
Monsieur Knight, you do not go with the tour?
I did not go with the tour. No, you are quick, Jean.
Oui, certainement. This is obvious. Unfortunately, it also makes the prédicament. I sent the staff home. There is no one here to prepare for you a repast.
Oh, that's all right, Johnny babe. I've gone longer without repasting.
It is possible, I am sure, monsieur. Especially from such a strong man as yourself. But the Hotel Rennes-le-Château is not a boot camp. I feel most horrible.
Oh, don't sweat it.
You are too kind, monsieur.
Say, Jean, I was wondering if you could tell me about the other guest rooms.
Is monsieur unhappy?
Monsieur is peachy, thanks. But I was thinking Gracie and I might come back sometime. You know.
Ah, I am most relieved. Truly, your room is one of the finest. Room 23, Monsieur Wilkes' room, is like your own. Then, in the middle of the hall, rooms 21 and 27 are a little bit smaller, oui? And in the front of the hotel are rooms 31 and 29. They are the best in the house. As large as your room, monsieur, but with the balconies.
What about Mosley's room?
Room 33? It is a closet for the brooms, monsieur. I would not recommend it.
Hey, Jean, dude, you know, I am feeling a bit peckish.
Oh, I am so sorry. I will telephone the cook. She will simply have to miss her hip therapy.
No, really, I can take care of myself. That is, if you don't mind me going into the kitchen, I can make a sandwich or something.
Of course, but I am embarrassé, monsieur, mortified. I apologize most profusely.
Jean?
Oui, monsieur?
Get over yourself.
Oui, monsieur. Right away.
Interesting. That Baza must be a vegetarian. Come to think of it, I never see him in the dining room. Guess that's to prevent the cooks from drinking too much wine. They'll think their vision is getting fuzzy. I can't exactly read it, but it appears to be about the European Union. Now, who would Arnaud play chess with around here? Jean, perhaps? Oh, no, monsieur, not ma queen.
Is anything the matter, Mr. Baza?
I suddenly feel not at all well. I think I will lie down here in the van.
Should I get Madeline?
No, please. I'll just stay here and take a little rest.
Are you sure? I don't think Madeline would mind at all driving you back to the hotel.
No, I only need a few moments to close my eyes. Thank you, Miss Nakamura.
Chateau de Seurat. The vineyard and house were built on the foundations of a much older estate linked to the Templars. More importantly, I have arranged for us to have lunch here and perhaps to taste some wine.
It's about time. Right, Victoria?
It sounds like just the thing.
This way.
Are you coming, Grace?
Oh, yeah, in a minute. I just want to look around first.
Okay, I'll see you inside.
Monsieur Knight, there you are.
What?
Roxanne, she has been telling me things most troubling.
Oh, no, you see, I just got mixed up and thought that my room was...
She says the kitchen, it shows no sign of sandwich making.
Oh, yeah. See, I couldn't find the mayo, and, well, you know, a sandwich just ain't a sandwich without the white stuff.
Men, so lost without a woman's touch. Come with me, monsieur. I have finished my cleaning, And now I make for you the big sandwich, yes?
Well, I suppose I could stand a nibble or two.
Is Monsieur Montreux not joining us?
Not that I know of, mademoiselle, but I'll let him know you are here.
Hey, I saved you a secret.
Ah, merci. You are such the gentleman, Monsieur Mosley. But I am keeping my eye on you. You better not go back you know where and do you know what?
Huh?
We are playing dumb, are we? You know I can wiggle it out of you.
Well, have some wine, Madeline.
Abbe Arnaud, what do you know about Chateau de Serres?
Not much. It is an old estate that has been rebuilt. The current owner is a Monsieur Montreux.
Do you know Monsieur Montreux well?
No, unfortunately. Wonderful wine, Chateau de Serres, but very expensive, yes? It is not often within my budget to pay a visit.
Oh my God, it sounds like a baby crying. Oh, that sound seems to be coming from the cellar. What these symbols mean.
Mademoiselle Boutin, how enchanting.
Monsieur, Surely you will join us for a drink and provide a bit of expertise on your wines, s'il vous plaît.
Of course, at your service, mademoiselle.
Oh my god. It's just a doll. Grafting the Vine, the Encyclopedia of Grapes, the Science of Viticulture, Vitis Magnificus. This guy takes his wine seriously. The guy's got interesting taste in art. Looks like Montreux likes to spend time at this window. I think that's the spot we were at this morning, opposite Poussin's tomb. Why does that face look odd to me? There's really something weird about the eyes. Oh, wow. Gods among us, the immortals. What a bunch of nonsense. Ah. Wow. This place is rigged. I wonder if that's a bad thing. Something tells me that's not just an artistic statement. Those lights are just shining out into the room. It seems like there should be some kind of pattern. great! I think. Ugh, and I yell at Gabriel for taking stupid risks. Oh, great. It's just a wine press. Excuse me.
Oh, mademoiselle, douce mademoiselle, si jeune, si jolie, si appétissante.
You don't speak English, do you? I'll just...
Pomme bleue, mademoiselle, pomme bleue.
Let go. I don't know what you're saying. Let go.
Pomme bleue, aimeriez-vous des pommes bleues?
Stop it!
Pomme bleue, ou préféreriez-vous uniquement du jus? Hein? Un jus tout bleu, un jus sucré, un jus de raisin pressé à coups de poing.
Jeez. Okay, that was weird.
There you are. I couldn't figure out where the heck you went.
I thought I heard something.
Yeah? Like what?
Nothing. I mean, it was just a wine press.
You shouldn't go check stuff out alone, Grace. Especially not when me or Gabe are around to go with you.
Well, you were occupied.
What? You mean Maddie? No, I was just...
There are two little lost lambs, and how sweetly they chat, little heads in a row.
Madeline? I was just telling Grace,
Never mind, you are both adults, but we are moving on now.
Thanks a lot, Mose.
I didn't do anything.
Isn't it? Dr. Wen. Have you read Dr. Wen's book on Grand Le Chateau? The definitive work. Dr. Wen mentioned that the chair is connected to the devil in the church.
Without temptation. Yes, I have heard that theory, but a more interesting one links the phrase to the devils.
Oh my God!
What is it?
Prince, James's men, we just found their bodies.
Where?
The Devil's Armchair.
The tour group found the bodies?
Yes.
Did you notice anything suspicious about people's reactions?
Let me see. Everyone seemed pretty surprised, but particularly Lady Howard. It was quite a performance now that I think about it.
I'll go check it out.
Can I come?
It might be more productive if you stay here and keep an eye on things. You don't mind, do you?
No. Guess that would be smart.
Atta girl. I'll be back soon.
Be careful.
Ils avaient les gorges tranchées. Non, je n'ai vu aucune trace de sang. Je n'en ai aucune idée. Vraiment aucune idée. D'accord, c'est bon. Au revoir.
She's talking to somebody, probably on his cell phone, but she's being pretty quiet about it. I can't make it out.
No, I can't help it. You don't understand how sensitive I am. No one understands.
Just try to put it out of your mind.
Am I a stone? I feel nothing. Or a director, perhaps. No, I'm an artist. I have trained myself for years to empathize, Estelle, empathize. It's a gift, I tell you.
I understand.
No, you don't. The pain, I feel it right here. Oh, the sight of the throats, Estelle. The throats.
You must calm yourself. Why don't you take a hot bath?
No, I must rest. Oh, perhaps if I close my eyes.
All right. Just lie still a moment.
Monsieur Knight? Did you hear the news most horrible? They say at the armchair they find 2 dead bodies. Oh, I shudder to think on it. Oh.
It does kind of suck, doesn't it?
Oh, monsieur, you so mildly are putting it. I am relieved I saw no such thing. And lucky for you, monsieur, that you stay at the hotel this morning.
Uh-huh. I have a way of missing the boat. Is that all you've heard about it?
Ah, who could talk of such things? The guests, I believe they are all most traumatized.
Maybe not all of them. Hey, Wilkes.
Knight, you missed the tour this morning, didn't you?
Slept in.
Yeah. Well, you never believe what happened. We was going to see this armchair, right? And we comes up over the hill and blam!
I heard.
Shit! You should have seen it, mate. Worst damn thing I ever saw. And I've seen some things.
I bet.
They was just sitting there. These gashes across their throats like big red smiles or something. It was horrible.
Throats cut?
That's right. Say, why don't you take a load off, have a drink?
No, thanks. But I appreciate the info.
Yeah. No problem.
Good afternoon, Abbe Arnaud. How was the tour?
Surely you have heard, Mr. Knight.
Heard?
My goodness, man. We found 2 men. That is to say, the entire tour group stumbled upon... Well, 2 men have been brutally murdered.
Huh.
You are not surprised?
Well, should I be?
I don't know what you mean.
You ever meet these 2 men?
No, never.
And you don't know who might have, you know.
You toy with me. You have heard. I don't appreciate your games, Mr. Knight.
Well, I'm not much for games myself.
Then let us terminate this discussion, eh? It has been a most trying day as it is.
Bocelli, over here.
Ciao. It was a most interesting tour, no?
You said it. I needed a drink myself. Fortification. Care to join me?
See, my ramparts too are a trifle crumbly at the moment.
Funny how things work out. Thought today was going to be my lucky day.
How's that? Oh, yes, of course. Weren't you planning to try to, como se dice, consolidate your theory today?
That's right. I'm ready to go digging. Of course, I still will. But this takes the steam out of my victory a bit.
It's certainly upsetting. Do you have any idea who those 2 men were?
Not a frigging clue. You?
I'm afraid not.
Well, here's to our health. Better them than us.
That's thinking positively, signori.
Wow, pretty damn grim.
Christ! Did you do that on purpose?
Not at all.
So what the hell's up with this? I'm guessing these are Prince James' men. Am I right?
Yeah, for once.
So how'd they end up grinning with their larynxes?
About who might have done it.
Yeah, and?
It had to be the kidnappers, don't you think?
If so, they're a hell of a lot nastier than we thought. And weirder. This is no ordinary killing. Look at them.
They did run a flagpole up the Abbe's butt. Maybe he did it.
He mentioned something on the tour about not having a car.
It could be a ruse.
Could be. But he doesn't look strong enough to handle these 2. They're not exactly lightweights.
He did seem intimidated at the church. He could have called someone in, though.
That quickly? I suppose it's possible.
Could be vampires.
Yeah? Not the kind what's-his-face wrote about.
That would be Stoker, Bram Stoker.
Thank you. Not the kind Stoker wrote about. Take a look at these guys.
Notice anything suspicious when the group saw the dead bodies?
Madeline sure as hell didn't want to leave. She looked like she's just itching to check things out. Fortunately, that Howard lady was throwing a hissy fit. Maddie didn't have much of a choice. Not sure why she'd be so interested in a couple of dead guys.
Oh? And why are you so interested?
I'm helping you.
I don't see any blood.
Yeah. Weird, huh? Throats opened up like a Christmas package and not a drop of the red stuff anywhere.
They're both completely white.
That's because they've been drained like a couple of cans of tuna.
Curious.
I know what you're thinking. But if it was vampires, why the long gash? It'd be like trying to drink from the lip of a mixing bowl.
Maybe they got really big mouths. Like you.
Sure. A vampire cult founded by Mick Jagger. Oh, this all makes perfect sense to me now. Yeah.
That's a clean gash.
And deep. Ooh, they knew what they were doing, all right. Let's look around and talk about stuff as we find it.
Shit, Mose, get over here.
What is it? Is that what I think it is?
I think it's what you think it is.
What's it smell like?
Not much. Earthy. Dead. Anyway, sure doesn't smell like wine. Considering how friable the ground looks, I'd say that was a lot of blood soaked up, wouldn't you?
Yep. Maybe even all of it.
Which explains why there's no blood near the bodies.
Yeah, but geez, I thought the voodoo murders were strange. What do you make of this? Neat little piles? You know, like Felix Unger meets Freddy Krueger?
They obviously drained the blood here on purpose. The question is, why?
At least it rules out vampires.
Not necessarily. Maybe they're just picky eaters. There are 2 slightly curved indentations here.
Footprints?
I don't think so. Wrong shape.
So what are they?
Knee prints, of course. The assassins must have made them kneel, and then...
But there are no other prints. There should be some sign of a struggle, or at least the footprints of the assailants. Victims just wouldn't kneel down and be cooperative. Huh, Knight? What about the assailants?
Whoa, shit.
What?
Man.
What?
Nothing. Must be my imagination.
Man, you're even weirder than you were back in New Orleans. You know that?
Yeah, I do know that. I think that's about it. Guess I'll head out.
Sounds good to me. I'm surprised the cops haven't shown up yet.
Oh, they will. And I'm sure they will appreciate your thoughtful protection of the murder scene.
Hey, Madeline.
And what are you doing here, Monsieur Knight?
Why don't you call me Gabriel? This monsieur stuff is so French.
All right. What are you doing here, Gabriel?
I came to keep Mose company. He's a bit squeamish, you know. Never could stand the sight of blood.
Shut up, you hoser.
I am beginning to think there is more to both of you than meets the eye.
Oh, there's more, all right. In my...
Not you, animal.
Head. So what brings you here, Madeline?
I came to wait for the police. They are French police, after all. So you and you, Monsieur Mosley, may feel you have done your duty. Au revoir. À bientôt. Tutul ou.
Your wish is my command.
By the way, Gabriel, can you tell me the two dead men's names?
Me?
I saw you and your little girlfriend talking to them last night in the parking lot.
Oh, see, Gracie, my assistant, caught a ride with them from Paris, but she didn't know them.
That sounds very odd to me, but perhaps the police will be more understanding.
Oh, come on. There's no need to waste their time. Maybe you and I can go over it more thoroughly later.
Very well. I look forward to it.
See you, Madeline.
Toodaloo.
Hey, could you... Shit. Give me a ride, will you?
Get on. Just make sure those hush puppies don't mar the chrome.
You used to be a lot funnier. You know that?
And you could touch your toes once. Shit happens. How's it going?
Oh, no thanks.
So, how's the book?
Let me just finish this part here.
I'd kind of like to know what the book says.
Yeah, as soon as I'm done.
I'm back.
Just put the pizza on the table.
Grace, aliens just landed outside. They've got your mother.
Yeah, in a minute.
Oh, Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain.
Can you turn that down, please?
Yes. Well, come in, Mr. Knight. I'm afraid I can only spare a few moments.
I appreciate that. You know, a friend of mine, Grace, she drove into town yesterday with a couple of guys. Friends of Prince James of Albany. Real nice guys. Scottish, I think. Mallory and McDougal, I believe their names were.
Are you going somewhere with this, Mr. Knight?
I was wondering if you knew him.
No, I'm afraid not.
Perhaps it's unclear who I'm talking about. You must know them, because after they dropped off Grace last night, they came here. I saw you let them in.
2 men.
2 men. Last night.
Yes, a car did stop here last night. They asked directions. They were only here for a few minutes. Is there a problem?
Not for you, I suppose. Do you have any idea where Mallory and McDougal are now?
No. I gave them directions and they took off again. Have you seen them?
Yep.
Oh, where?
They're dead. Their bodies were found at the Devil's Armchair, just down the road.
My God.
You seem surprised.
Of course I'm surprised.
About those 2 men who stopped here last night?
Yes?
This may sound strange, but I was taking a walk by the parking area next door, and I thought I saw you all exchanging an awfully complicated handshake. For 2 guys who stopped for directions, that is.
How dare you spy on me? I want you to leave. Now.
Are you a Freemason, Mr. Chester?
Now, or must I call the police?
I think you know those men and Prince James. And I think you know the real reason those men were here. I'm trying to help Prince James myself, even if that means pissing people off.
Mr. Knight, I haven't the slightest idea who you are or what you're talking about.
Right. Uh-huh. Well, thanks for your time. Now, if I can just press the alarm button. 2 a.m. Got it. That's the car Prince James's men arrived in. Mallory and McDougal could have parked the car here, but I don't know why they'd bother to hide it. It's more likely that the killers stashed it here. Maybe they grabbed Mallory and McDougal somewhere else and brought them here to be executed.
Oh, Mr. Baz, I'm so sorry. What a klutz I am.
It is quite all right. I was not paying attention.
Oh, no, it's my fault entirely. I was worrying about something else and not watching at all.
And Lady Howard, is she recovering?
Yes, she's resting quietly. Thank you.
I am very glad to hear that. Good day, Miss Stiles.
Good day, Mr. Bowser.
Hi, Estelle. Everything okay?
Did you follow me here, Mr. Knight?
Me? Uh-huh. I just stopped to see if you needed help.
I do not need help, but thank you for your concern.
Don't mention it. So, how come Lady Howard's not with you? Kinda joined at the hip, ain't you?
She's had a very difficult morning. I would have stayed with her, but, time is of the essence.
How did you meet Lady Howard, anyway?
Her family was the largest landholders in my village. I knew her growing up, of course, but we never played together. She made quite a name for herself on the stage, you know, when she was younger.
Huh.
And I was working in London myself as a nurse. I went to see her perform. Well, we became friends. When my father died and left me the cottage, we moved back to Hampstead. It's not exactly the manor she was born to, but it was sold years ago. Ironically, it's on the market again.
Does Lady Howard still perform?
Well, she's taking a break from her career.
So, what's out here?
You can see for yourself.
Doesn't look like anything to me. But then you wouldn't be here if that was the case now, would you?
Some people don't care to tell other people their business.
Oh, that's kind of rude, isn't it? It was a perfectly friendly question.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just that Lily really prefers we keep our business to ourselves. Some people can be ruthless, you know, particularly...
Men?
Well, now that you've said so yourself.
So this is the spot you and Lady Howard are betting your treasure hunting dollars on, huh?
Really? I wish you wouldn't ask such things.
Hey, just curious. I don't believe in the treasure myself. All that stuff about ciphers and nonsense.
Saunier didn't conjure that money.
Well, I'm not saying he didn't find something, but what if he took all there was?
I don't believe it. There's got to be something here, and
And we've got to find it? Why is that, Miss Stiles?
It's none of your business. I'm sorry, but that's all I'm going to say about it.
Stewart's residence?
Mesme, this is Gabriel Knight.
Hold on, please. It's him. Mr. Knight?
Hello, Prince James. I'm afraid I have some pretty bad news. Sir, your men were found dead this morning.
I see. Yes. It's horrifying news.
I can tell you everything I know about it.
Please, do.
Well, they left here last night drained into the ground. We found 2 pools. Well, hell, it looked ritualistic to me.
Lord, I just don't understand.
Nor do I. But the killing still revolved around blood. I think...
Mesme and I were just discussing this. You see, I have certain affairs which you know nothing about, and I'm not inclined to involve an outsider.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting that picture. But if I'm to...
That's why I sent my own men down there. Now this, frankly, I don't know what to do. My son's life means everything to me.
I know.
And Mesme thinks you'll be able to do some good. So I'll ask you to keep your eyes open, at least until further notice. But that does not mean intruding on. Please, just try to stay focused on finding the child.
Sir, I'd be a lot more successful if you told me everything.
Goodbye, Mr. Knight. You'll hear from us soon.
God! I know it's difficult, but come back from the light, Gracie. Come back, come back.
All right, all right. I was almost done anyway.
So what's it?
Hey, kids.
God.
What? You guys weren't about to discuss the case, were you?
Oh, go on, Grace. Tell us about the book.
Okay, check this out. Talk about wild. It ties together Freemasonry, the Templars, this group called the Priory of Sion, and like this bizarro theory about the Holy Grail. Well, what do you want to hear about first?
What's this got to do with the Templars and the Freemasons?
Okay, according to the book, the Templars were the founders of Scottish Rite Freemasonry, and when they were persecuted, some of them fled to Scotland and changed their name.
What's that got to do with Rennes-le-Château?
Only that whatever is going on here, the Freemasons are obviously still involved. Some secret knowledge must have been passed down through the organization.
So what's this Grail theory you mentioned?
Okay, now, the Grail. Are you ready for this?
Go on.
The Grail is supposed to be a vessel, right, like a cup, and it contains the blood of Jesus.
Yeah, go on.
The book suggests that the Grail is an allegory for an esoteric secret, a secret so heretical that it had to go underground throughout the Middle Ages. It was passed along as the legend of the Grail.
And that secret is?
That Jesus had descendants. The Grail itself is an allegory of the womb of Mary Magdalene. Okay. In other words, her womb, right, the cup, contained his blood, or rather bloodline. His heirs.
Get out of town.
Kinky. Is anyone actually buying this stuff about Jesus having descendants?
Sounds pretty Looney Tunes to me.
Whether it's true or not is not the point. The point is these secret societies believe it, in a big way. Okay, look, Mary Magdalene came here, right, after the crucifixion?
That's what they say.
Okay, so she brings the kids, or maybe she's pregnant. Her descendants intermarry with local nobility and become the Merovingian dynasty.
The Merovingians are supposed to be descendants of Jesus?
Yes, and the Catholic Pope betrayed and murdered them, but some of their line survived.
You're losing me.
Sorry, Mose, I'm on a roll. Okay, so the Merovingian survivors hid in this region and had backers here. Well, it could explain why so many heretics kept cropping up in the Languedoc, like the Cathars and the Templars, and Rome kept trying to wipe them out, to bury the secret of the bloodline.
Gee, those wacky popes, you just can't trust them.
Maybe it's those funny hats, you know, all that weight up there on their head.
Fine. I'll shut up now.
What's this got to do with the Templars and the Freemasons and Priory of Sion again?
They're all supporters of the bloodline, dedicated to getting the bloodline back on the throne. The Templars were probably founded to find proof of the bloodline's genealogy. That's why they were excavating under the Temple of Solomon. And the Crusades would have been the perfect cover.
Proof? Like what? A 2,000-year-old birth certificate with the father listed as the son of God?
Jesus was of the royal house of David, and if he had children, it would have been in the temple records.
If the Priory and the Templars were both supporters of the bloodline, then how come they split up?
I don't know. Maybe they had a falling out.
Like Martin Luther and the Catholics.
Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel.
The professor and Mr. Howell.
Don't start.
I'm not sure I want to know, but who or what is the Priory?
The Priory of Sion is an offshoot of the Templars. See, they split off before the Templar persecution, way back in 1188. The Priory returned to France from the Holy Land and set up a bunch of monasteries here.
What's that got to do with now?
Well, the Priory still exists, and they seem to have some kind of major agenda going on with Rennes-le-Château.
Here's a random thought. That whole argument between Prince James's men and the Abbé, if the men were Freemasons, could the Abbé be Priory?
Maybe. But I was thinking that Montreux might be Priory.
Montreux?
Yeah, he's the owner of the local winery, Chateau de Serres. There was just something weird about that place.
I'll have to check it out.
Besides, if the Priory and the Freemasons are both supporters of the bloodline, why would they be ripping each other's throats out?
I don't think they're that friendly, Mose. They may have started out in bed together, but that doesn't mean they always agree.
Oh, kind of like the U.S. and England.
Reagan and Bush.
Hardcastle and McCormick.
Siegfried and Roy.
All right already.
So what's the Priory's agenda in Rennes-le-Château?
I'm not sure exactly. But whatever it is, it probably has something to do with the bloodline.
How does this relate to the treasure?
The authors think Saunier found the Templar treasure all right, but it wasn't gold. It was ancient genealogy charts from the Temple of Solomon, which Saunier then used to, get this, blackmail the Catholic Church. Or maybe he sold the documents to people like the Priory or the Masons.
Well, it's a theory. Was there anything else I should know about the book?
Maybe just one small thing. Listen. Many of the prominent families in Europe today claim Merovingian descent, including the Habsburg-Lorraines, Wittelsbachs, Plantards, and Montesquieux in France, the Sinclair family in Britain, and the Stuarts of Scotland.
The Stuarts? Prince James is a bloodline descendant?
Holy genealogies, Batman.
Whoa, it does kind of change the whole picture, doesn't it?
I really need to go.
You catching a train?
No, I just,
I still want to read a bit more. So let's meet back here at 5, shall we?
Sure. See ya.
There's something up with him.
Go figure. What the hell are you doing?
Playing harmonica.
Okay, stupid question. Why are you taking Mosley's prince?
The guy is about as innocent as a French dance troupe. I don't know what he's guilty of, but he's guilty of something.
He's not on Sydney's suspect list.
Well, gee, guess he can't be a suspect then, can he?
Meaning that you can't scan that print in. Leave it on the desk and I'll add him in later.
Hey, that should work. Say, Jean, do you guys do wake-up calls? Maybe you could have Simone buzz the room for me about 2 a.m.?
Certainement.
You won't let me down now, will ya?
Oh, most assuredly, monsieur. I forget nothing.
Je regrette, mais nous sommes fermés.
I have no idea what you just said, but I...
Yes, what is it you want?
My name's Knight. I'm a reporter. I'm doing a feature on Languedoc wineries, and I'd love to include you in my spread.
I'll see if the chateau owner is free.
Bonjour, Monsieur Knight. I'm Excelsior Montreux, the owner and viticulturist of Chateau de Serres.
Nice of you to see me, Mr. Montreux. I should have made an appointment, but I get better results just knocking about. The best places don't advertise.
Ah, well, how true. Now allow me to take you to the wine-tasting room. Marceau?
What would you like to serve, sir?
Ah, are you a red man or a white? No. Let me guess. Red, yes?
Gosh, it shows, huh?
Do you like it dry?
Oh, hell, I'd drink dust if I could.
Well, let's see then. Perhaps the 76 Merlot.
Yes, sir.
I'm terribly sorry that you caught us unprepared today. We were about to shut the main gate.
Everything's all right, I hope?
Oh, yes. Here, anyway. The constable called a little while ago. There was a murder in the vicinity last night.
A murder?
It's very unusual, I assure you. But I suppose even here we're not immune. Oh, well, we should let it breathe. For a moment.
Right. Nothing worse than suffocated wine. Do you know anything about the murder?
No, not really. There were two men, neither of them from here by the sound of it.
Are you from this area, Mr. Montreux?
Yes and no. I grew up in Paris, but my family has owned this estate for decades. My wife and I permanently settled here some years ago. Children do take pleasure in the country air.
Oh, you got kids?
Oh, yes. A beautiful daughter who is away at school, and my firstborn son, Enoch. He's 12. Have you children?
No.
But you must. Oh, children are every man's right to immortality.
Well, it's not the kid part I mind so much as the marriage part.
Oh, no, a wife need not be a burden if she knows her place. Her role is to serve you, after all, to care for home and heirs and leave a man to pursue nobler things.
Boy, do we live in different worlds. What kind of training do you need to be a viticulturist?
The lessons I consider most valuable came from my father. He was quite a master.
I ran into an interesting tourist angle today. Seems the Holy Grail is supposed to be around here.
Oh, the Grail is a marvelous legend. But most stories are ignorant of the true meaning of the Grail. You see, the Grail has far less to do with Christ than with an idea. The fountain of youth, the eternal flame, the philosopher's stone.
All of those are related to the Grail?
Oh, yes. The Grail is that thing, that one thing, whatever symbol you use for it, that represents completion, perfection, the absolute. Do you understand now?
Well, no, not really.
Turning base lead into pure gold, that is the alchemist's aim. But it's not about real lead and real gold. It's symbolic. Man is the lead, God is the gold. Man to God, that is the alchemist's goal. That is the Holy Grail.
Huh. But I thought with the Grail, it was actually the blood in the Grail that was the immortal thing.
Well, of course. The blood is the elixir of life, the juice of the forbidden fruit.
The juice of the forbidden fruit?
No, never mind. Dusty old theories are a hobby of mine. Let's stick to the wine, shall we?
Do you believe the stories about a local treasure?
Indeed. It is in my soil, monsieur.
What exactly is viticulture?
You are a wine critic, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, what's your definition?
Well, to me, viticulture is about breeding, and I don't mean the mechanics of grafting. Grafting is only a tool. What's meaningful is the essence of the two vines you're combining. There are literally thousands of grapes, and most viticulturists choose from well-known stock. But my father always bred his own grapes, and has passed down some very rare species.
I'm fascinated.
Really? Well, I don't want to bore you.
I'd like to hear more about your breeding program.
You won't reveal my secrets?
For my ears only.
Very well. The secret is in mixing the best strains, of course. But there is an art to it. My father taught me to visualize the ideal grape. Once you can visualize this perfect fruit, you can analyze even the best stock and see where it is lacking, in color or body, for example. Or perhaps it could be just a touch sweeter or lighter. And the trick is to find a grape equally fine, but one which is perfect in exactly those areas which the first grape is flawed. The marriage of these two vines will produce an heir, and then this heir undergoes the same process, you see.
Oh, don't you ever get where you're going?
Eventually. But even in the interim, your grape will soon be far superior to anyone else's. Try the wine, Mr. Knight.
Wow, that's good.
This fruit did not come about by accident. It is the result of thousands, even millions of crossbreedings. Everything that it is today is a result of that hereditary tree. Don't you think it is ironic that a grape or even a dog or a cat should be so carefully bred, but that most humans depend on such a silly thing as love?
Then again, there is something to be said for spontaneity.
Is there?
You know, hearing you talk, it reminds me of something. What is it?
Alchemy? The transmutation of the philosopher's stone?
Nope, that's not it. It was Ask Mr. Science. Y'all get that program here?
Television? I'm afraid not.
Well, they had this bit about DNA. Kind of how DNA has this funny pasta shape, but it's really billions and billions of instructions, kinda. You get into DNA with your breeding program at all?
Actually, DNA is an interesting issue, Mr. Knight. Did you know that the magic alchemists used was based on an intuitive understanding of the principles of DNA?
I'll be darned.
But to answer your question, no. I have my own ways of testing the vines, and they're far older and more traditional than DNA testing. Excuse me. Allo, ici Excelsior. Ah oui. Préparez une note pour sa leçon. Forgive me, I'm afraid I must return to the house. The news of the murder has quite upset my wife. Besides, my son awaits his afternoon lesson.
Well, thanks for the interview, Mr. Montreux.
You're most welcome. Au revoir, Mr. Knight.
So where's Mosley?
Hey guys, it's 5.
Thank you, O guardian of the clock.
Okay, don't start, you two. I want to hear what happened.
You mean at Chateau de Serras? You're right. The guy's probably into one of these secret societies. You should have heard him go on about alchemy, but I don't know. He seemed more bookish than anything.
I say anyone who's involved with these secret societies is a big suspect.
Speaking of which, Larry Chester is definitely lying. He said McDougal and Mallory just stopped by last night for directions. I couldn't get him to crack.
Who's this? Chester?
That's right.
Interesting. I'll get started on the treasure angle. Check out the museum and church tonight. That book really got my juices flowing.
So that's what it takes.
Huh?
So, are we gonna eat or what? I'm starved.
Well, actually, Grace and I had talked about catching up.
That's okay, Mose. I want to stick with my research for a while. Why don't you and Gabriel go?
I can wait till later if you...
No, I think that's a great idea. In fact, I think we should be going right now, shouldn't we, Mose?
See ya.
See, Grace, maybe after dinner.
Good evening, Mademoiselle Nakimura. Jean told me you are staying in room 25 with Monsieur Knight.
I bet he did.
I am Simone, Mademoiselle. I hope you will enjoy your visit.
Thanks. Have you seen anything, I don't know, curious around town lately?
Ah, oui, Mademoiselle.
What?
Someone has bought a chicken It is making my mother crazy, this chicken. It comes to the garden, it eats her seeds. I do not know who is the owner of this chicken, but I know my mother. This chicken will be in the soup pot one night.
Oh, well, it happens to the best of us. Do you know anything about the treasure, Simone?
Well, I have seen many treasure seekers come and go, mademoiselle, but I have never thought much of the idea myself. But there is a museum if...
Yeah, I know. Thanks anyway.
What do you care anyway? You said you weren't interested.
I'm not. That doesn't mean I care to watch you belly up to the trough. Besides, you're just setting yourself up for a fall. Gracie doesn't like you that way.
Oh? And what kind of guy would she like?
I don't know. Younger, maybe? Good-looking? A nice guy? She deserves a nice guy.
Which explains her alleged attraction to you.
Oh, that's purely chemical. Poor kid. See, I've got this pheromone thing going on.
Yeah, I tried not bathing myself once, but my coworkers got a little upset about it.
Oh, ha, ha, ha. You never could stand my success with women.
No, it was how you screwed with women that I couldn't stand.
Ah, back off, Lancelot.
Yeah, I guess we better talk about something else before I get worked up.
Hello, boys.
Oh, Madeline.
Hey.
Oh, you are already dining. How disappointing. I was hoping to spend some time with you, and especially with you, Gabriel.
Well, we could make room.
But I must change. The night is just beginning. Will I see you when I come down?
Wouldn't miss it.
Sure.
Then I will be extra quick. A bientôt.
Man, is she hot for you. Whew. Where'd that come from?
Pheromones.
Christ. You gonna go for it?
Why not? Sex worked for Bond.
But Grace is in your room.
Yeah, what did I tell you? Having her around is like wearing a freaking chastity belt. But Madeline doesn't have a roommate.
Well, go for it, I guess. Hey, Grace.
Hi.
Hi.
You going to eat?
No, thank you. Good evening, Signore Bukeli.
And to you, Miss Nakimura.
Have you quite recovered from this afternoon?
Si, with a little help from the vine.
How are you feeling, Mr. Baza?
Oh, much better, thank you.
It was quite a shock, wasn't it?
What was?
The two dead men?
The two... Oh, of course. Yes, it really was a shock. Are you quite all right, Miss Nakamura?
You know, you're the first person who's asked me that.
Sometimes it is easier for a stranger to be polite than a friend. But don't let me keep you. I'm sure you have better things to do.
Oh my God! It's a copy of Le Serpent Rouge! Hello? Abbe Arnaud?
Come in. Miss Nakimura, good evening.
Hi, I was looking around town tonight. It's a beautiful church.
Thank you. Please sit down.
I was reading about the Magdalene statue in the church pamphlet.
Interesting, isn't it? All 4 of the Magdalene statues still exist.
So, were they related to the local Magdalene cult?
It is possible, but Magdalene has not been represented with a skull anywhere else in the Languedoc. Besides, Saunier placed that statue so prominently, some believe that everything he did in the church relates to the treasure somehow.
The church pamphlet talks about a sunrise line on July 22nd. Does that really happen?
Oh yes, if you stand at the church and look east, the sun rises directly over Chateau de Blanchefort.
Was that intentional, do you think?
Mademoiselle, but of course.
But that would mean someone had to choose the location of Blanchefort quite deliberately. It is younger than the church, isn't it?
But you see, Blanchefort and the church were built on far older ruins. Have you considered the church site, too, may have been positioned deliberately? It would not be the first time the ancients played with light and astronomy. Look at Stonehenge, or the Great Pyramids.
Do you think there's a buried treasure around here?
I know there is, my child.
Is he a friend of yours?
Oh, yes, I have the privilege to know him. He is Francois, the present Duke of Lorraine. Do you know the family?
I've heard of it.
Well, naturally.
Ah, a chessboard. The Abbé must play. A chessboard. Now what does that remind me of? Ah, of course! The church floor. Black and white tiles. I better get going. Thanks, Abbé Arnaud.
It's a pleasure to be of service, mademoiselle.
I'm ready. Does anyone want to go out? We could drive to the bar at Rennes-le-Bain.
Sure.
What about Grace?
Oh, she's busy with her research. She'll be in the room for... Oh, hey, Grace. Want to go to Rennes-les-Bains with us?
No, thank you.
See, told ya.
Maybe I'll hang out too.
We need you, right, Madeline?
Of course. Do come with us, please.
All right. Grace, see ya.
Don't work too hard. Get some dinner.
Oh, you bet, jerk.
Buonanotte, signori Vaza.
Good evening.
Would you care for some wine?
No, thank you. I may have some water in a bit.
How you feeling, Lady Howard? Better, I hope.
Oh, don't remind me. Such horrors! One takes a vacation for ease, for comfort. What does one find? Horrors!
Don't think about it, Lily.
I'm sorry. How's dinner? The tomato sauce smells divine.
Oh, I do believe I'll be ill.
Lily, please. Have some water, there's a good girl. Thank you for stopping by, Miss Nakamura.
Sure. Sorry. Bye.
I'm simply not up for another boring night in our room. I realise this is not the Riviera, but surely something can be done.
A little quiet would be good for you after today's excitement. And we can go over the...
No, not that. My brain hurts already. I say there, Signore Buchelli. Are you up for bridge?
Con molto piacere. It would be a pleasure.
Now what about a fourth? You there, Miss... Oh, bother.
It's Grace.
Of course it is. Won't you join us for bridge, Grace?
Oh, no, thank you. Why don't you ask...
What about Mr. Wilkes? Where is Mr. Wilkes?
I was just wondering that myself, Signora. I haven't seen him since he left the hotel this afternoon.
What a bother. How unsociable people are these days. No manners whatsoever. I say, Mr. Barza, would you join us?
I would be happy to oblige.
Way to go, kid.
Hey, girlie. You seen Madeline?
Of course. She's under my bed.
Huh? Ah, you're being smart, are you? Well, I just thought she might be with that fella of yours. This is his room too, ain't it?
Yes.
Say, since Madeline's not around, You want to have dinner with me?
No.
Oh, come on. I got some celebrating to do. Hey, I'm going to be a rich man after what I found today. You play your cards right, you might learn something.
All right. I'll change and meet you downstairs.
Really? Good, I'll,
Quit it! Knock it off! Is this it?
Just like I said, right?
You said you'd explain it to me. I just don't understand all these technical things.
Shouldn't have got me so damn drunk, man.
Oh, come on. I'm dying to hear your theory. Now, you said this was taken by satellite?
Damn right.
Seismologists.
Them. Right. They use radar to take satellite pictures all the time. Shows them underground faults and whatnot. No one ever thought to take one here, though, right? So when I sees one of these maps, I says to myself, John, I says, that's the ticket. And I was right, too, huh?
Oh, so the radar bounces off the Earth and the echo is recorded.
What?
I mean, I guess.
Right. So I pays to get one of these pictures done. And baby, I hit the jackpot.
What's this dark area here?
A big old hollow. What you think? Caves, right? But all connected. A huge mother.
So you think this is where the treasure is?
Nah, baby. The treasure's right here.
Chica!
Hi. I just got back and I was trying to, what are you doing with Wilkes, Grace?
None of your business. And, don't wait up. I'm sure Mosley's back too, and we do have that catching up to do.
I hope it's not a dead gerbil or something. Most Holy and Sacred Bloodline by Larry Sinclair. Well. Damn it. It was a black sedan, but I missed it. Mosley's up late. Hey, Mose.
Oh, God damn it, Knight.
Digging for truffles?
Okay, see, earlier. Okay, so I have a little theory.
Same one as Madeline, apparently.
Yeah, well, we're both wrong. There's nothing here.
And where'd this theory come from, anyway?
What, I can't think of my own damn theory?
I was in your logic class, remember?
Oh, like you passed.
I didn't hear Grace come in last night. Up late?
None of your damn beeswax.
Did you do something stupid?
Ha, real stupid. We spent 3 hours talking about you. She knows exactly how you feel about her, in case you didn't know.
What do you mean she knows how I feel about her? I feel great about her.
Yeah, right.
What are you talking about? I treat Gracie like a...
Oh, forget it. I'm dead on my feet. I'll see you.
Like a queen. I treat her like a queen, you moron. Ah, hell.
Look at all these genealogy charts. It's about the bloodline. I wonder where he found it. Oh, there's nothing under here except... underwear. Aha! Good morning, Lady Howard. Estelle?
My, aren't we perky today?
Did you enjoy your bridge game last night?
Yes, it was quite nice.
Marvellous. Certainly better than mooning about, or dining with that abominable Wilkes, for that matter. Is that why we're so chipper this morning?
Oh, no. You know what they say. A good night's rest can work wonders.
Wait till you hit 40, darling.
Excuse me.
Yes?
Do you know anything about an envelope taped to your door last night?
Pardon, an envelope? What kind of an envelope?
A large manila envelope.
I did not notice such a thing when I left last night. Perhaps mademoiselle is thinking of a different door?
Oh, yeah, that must be it. Thanks.
Miss Nakamura, good morning.
How's the view today?
Fine. I saw 2 hawks this morning.
You haven't seen any more dead bodies, have you?
No. No, of course not.
Oh. I suppose that's a good thing.
Yes. Excuse me.
Where did the bloodline of the pharaohs go? Look to he who is legendary for his wisdom to find the answer. How bizarre. I mean, who would leave such a thing? And why? Something about the cave and this rock formation looks familiar to me. The rock formation. It's just like the one in the 10 Years painting. 10 Years was painting the center of the circle. In the Tenier painting, St. Paul is pointing northeast, towards Mount Cardew. Jean, I've been working on the location of the treasure. Do you have any insight?
Oui, mademoiselle. Get a life.
Okay, thanks.
Hey, Grace, you want to join me?
No, I'm not really hungry.
Coffee? Have a seat.
That's okay. I'm kind of, getting some stuff done this morning.
Are you okay?
Sure.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You, still got my key?
You want it back? 'Cause
No, go ahead and keep it, in case you want to get away somewhere private, since you're sharing a room and all.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Signore Bukele, good morning.
Buongiorno.
Are you enjoying the tour so far?
It is what I expected.
Really? Well, you have quite an imagination then, seeing as how we found 2 dead bodies yesterday.
Those who live by the sword die by the sword. Conspiracy and subterfuge, they carry a penalty. But a young lady such as yourself need not be troubled by such things.
Uh-huh. What makes you think those 2 are involved in conspiracy and subterfuge?
They were in Rennes-le-Château and they were murdered. It does not take a genius to make such a leap of intuition.
Having fun?
It's you.
That's what it says on my birth certificate.
Have you seen that podgy friend of yours lately?
Mosley?
Oui, Monsieur Mosley. He's been a naughty boy.
I've seen him.
Did he happen to look pleased about something?
You mean, did he dig up the treasure last night? I doubt it.
Putain de merde.
Excuse me, what was that?
Nothing. Why don't you run along? And if you see your friend, tell him I want to speak with him.
Sure. I'll get right on that. Hey, Mose.
Oh, hi. Ready for some breakfast?
No, thanks. Oh, I have a message for you from Madeline. She'd really like to talk to you.
Oh, shit.